According to the ASPCA, between 5 and 7 million pets enter animal shelters each year, and the majority of them are euthanized. Some animals are lucky enough to find a permanent home, and that's where their story ends. But other rescued pets take it a step further, and they actually end up becoming animals with a purpose. They're the focus of a new book, To the Rescue, Found Dogs with a Mission. And this morning we're joined by the author, Elise Lufkin, and Linus. Good morning.
Linus, good morning.
So Linus is obviously going to steal the show during this interview.
That's perfect.
We'll get to his story in just a second, but tell us, how did you come up with the idea to write this book?
I have written 2 other dog books about rescued dogs that go on, about rescued dogs in general, and I got particularly interested in the idea that people will take the extra step and rescue them and then go on and train them and get them certified, and then the hard part starts, where every week you go and visit somewhere, or sometimes people do it several times a week.
And that's what Linus and his owners do each week. Tell us about his story. What does he do?
Linus goes to New York Presbyterian Hospital with Chris, his owner, one of his co-owners, and visits patients. He works in rehabilitation programs where he will walk, a patient might walk him on a leash if they're practicing walking, say after a stroke. They can throw a ball, they can brush him, I assume, those kinds of things where they really try to coordinate physical therapy with the dog as incentive. It makes it more fun, and the dog likes it, and the patients usually like it.
And that can be so good, not only for actually getting back their physical abilities, but also I can imagine it must be a bright spot during the time that they're there.
I think it's a huge difference, really. In Linus's story, actually, Melissa tells about a man who came up to her on the street months after he had met Linus in New York Hospital, and just said he'd had a broken back or something terrible, very long recovery, and said that it just made all the difference to look forward to Linus's visits and to see him.
Tell us about the other dogs, and there's a cat in the book as well.
That's right.
And the impact that they have and why they're so important.
Well, I think there's something about animals and people. There's something about that human-animal bond that really, it doesn't work for everybody, actually. I had a little dog I used to take to a nursing home, and every once in a while there'd be someone who would say, "Get that dog out of here." But normally, or for many people, it really does make a big difference. It makes a hospital. There are several dogs that visit children's hospitals in the book, and you go to these places where children are really have very serious illnesses. And I think having a pet come in makes things seem a little more like home, a little more normal, and just takes the edge off things. And the staff people always say, the nurses and the doctors and everybody else in the hospital say it makes a huge difference to them, because they have a lot, there goes Linus, a lot of stress. And a dog is a stress reliever. Your blood pressure actually goes down.
Oh, and before you take
dog.
my mic away, we should also quickly mention that Linus actually only has 3 legs because he was hit by a car. That's part
correct.
of his story. And so that can provide a sort of motivation for other people who have disabilities and whatnot.
That's very true. And Chris had said, people will say, if Linus can do it,
then
I
so
can do
I.
it. Yes, exactly.
Very good. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
To the Rescue, Found Dogs with a Mission is available now. And for more incredible stories like Linus's, we put a link on our website. Just go to cbsnews.com and click on Up to the Minute. Elise Lufkin, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Michelle.